Tubes and Tunnels, Through and Through by Aaron Seagraves and Heather Baker. Do you see some tubes and tunnels? Have you ever squeezed toothpaste out of a tube to brush your teeth? Have you ever crawled through a tunnel to get to the other side? Have you ever blown into a whistle to make a sound? Let's take a look at how we use tubes and tunnels for work and for play. Wow, this little girl has a tentoscopes. I wonder if they're a tube. When we are thirsty, we can use a tube like, that's right, a drinking straw to sip our milk. A glass is a tube we use to hold the milk. When we drink a glass of milk, we put our hands around the glass and sip the milk through the straw. A bird feeder is a type of tube that we use to hold seeds for birds to eat. Seeds are loaded into the top of the bird feeder. See, the tube doesn't have a top on it. Birds eat the seeds from the holes in the bottom, down here. An inner tube is a type of tube we use when we go swimming. It is filled with air that helps it float on the water. Oh, look at that. Does that remind you of anything? It can be fun to float in the tube or lay on top of the tube. Does that remind you of going to the beach before or the pool? Speaking of the beach and pool, a snorkel is a type of tube that helps us breathe under the water. When we swim with a snorkel, the air enters into the tube from above the water, and we breathe the air into our mouth below the water. Wow. What's that? A play tunnel is a soft fabric tunnel that we can crawl through. When we crawl through the play tunnel together, we need to crawl the same direction. Otherwise, there will be a traffic jam. This is Sun. Sun is behind Ben in the play tunnel. This is Ben. Ben is in front of Sun in the play tunnel. This makes me think of our unit about insects. Ants make their homes by digging tunnels under the ground. The tunnels protect them from the weather and other animals. Do you see all the tunnels underground? The dirt they dig out forms an anthill over the tunnels. Do you think that anthill is above the ground? A garden hose is a long, flexible tube that helps us get water to the place where we need it. The children use a hose to wash their red wagon. The child standing far away turns on the spigot or the faucet. Water travels through the hose, and the child who is near fills the bucket with soapy water. Have you ever helped your parents wash anything? A saxophone is a type of tube that we can blow air through to create music. If you want to play a saxophone, you first blow air into the mouthpiece. The air travels down the long tube or body of the saxophone. Then music rises up into the air from the saxophone's bell or opening. Oh, I wonder what other instruments are like tubes. Can you think of any other tubes and tunnels that you use? The end.